Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss a new release from Tom Ford that is called Bois Pacifique, and that's a new release in 2025, and it smells basically like fizzy Coca Cola. Now, whether if Tom Ford wanted us to smell like men's kind of sweaty but good smelling crotches in the past, so now the Estee Lauder company, the company that bought Tom Ford as he left the house, wants us to smell like a fizzy Coca-Cola and get addicted to sugar, but in the most kind of like cinnamony, kind of woody, nice fizzy kind of way. And in fact, Bois Pacifique, when it opens up, it does smell like you open a bottle of fizzy Coca-Cola, you know, like the first like turn and twist that you get this like tss, and you get this like and the smell of Coke in your face. That usually nobody knows what the recipe of Coke is, but it is known that Coca-Cola and other types of cola, being Pepsi boy myself, is that they contain usually cinnamon and clove and some kind of orange peel or something like that, and in the past cocaine, which is very on brand with Tom Ford. And in fact, Bois Pacifique kind of like is a continuation of other releases that we saw from the house within kind of the last couple of years, whether it's Ebene Fume or Myrrhe Mystere, that kind of smell the same, but they have one tweak between them, but kind of like realize the line that we saw from the company with how things smells when it comes to like kind of like woody, soft ambery rehashes of past collections of perfumes from Tom Ford. Bois Pacifique, I would say, is the best out of them because it does smell like Coca-Cola throughout all the run. Like for the 15-20 first minutes, it does smell like fizzy Coca-Cola. You cannot escape it. You will smell like Coca-Cola in the most kind of like beautiful way. It has something very subdued, but at the same time very fizzy, and it does smell kind of like an old cabinet of spices, but not in a really strong way. It just smells like faded cinnamon and faded nutmeg and clove, and a little bit woody. You do feel a little bit of a resin going on over there, but it does make something very manly and very comforting, and maybe not in the kind of like Tom Ford manner, not so flashy. Even though Tom Ford was the pioneer for a lot of fragrances 20-25 years ago when the private collection started on. Today we experience every month, I believe, there's like 2 releases from the house of Tom Ford. As I mentioned, it was purchased by the Estee Lauder company that used to run only the cosmetic side, and now they bought the whole kind of like business, also the fashion business of Tom Ford, because Tom Ford was fashion at first and foremost, and known to revive Gucci at the time when Gucci was a dying company that needed a revamp back there in the mid-90s. And in fact, when you will wear it, it will be very solid, very unintrusive, very elegant, and it smells like a very, very mellow kind of like wood, but at the same time it's kind of like is Tom Ford but not, but it's very non-offensive. And actually I do see a resemblance, even though Tom Ford is not there anymore. I do see a very faded slight resemblance to M7 that is a legend in the perfume world, and you can find a lot of things that does smell like M7 today. I think sometimes even better than what M7 smelled, because a lot of us are kind of like lingering on the nostalgia of it, and because it no longer exists and you cannot have it, at least the original bottle. So it does smell like that in a very faded kind of way, and it does remind you of a Coke bottle that was left open after you didn't finish it the other night, and then you come in the morning and you want to have a sip because you're really thirsty from a night of alcohol and kind of like drying down your throat, and then you have this like taste of Coke that laid in the bottle and is no longer cold, and all the flavors got a little bit musty. So that's how Bois Pacifique smells like. It's a very good release, actually, after a lot of releases from the house of Tom Ford that are very uninspiring. It's very mellow, it's very subdued, but at the same time it does its work in the fizzy realm, and it's very comforting, and mostly it smells good. So this was my review of Bois Pacifique by Tom Ford. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, it helps me a lot, and see you soon. Bye!